Ladies and gentlemen, the most important decision that you will ever make in your life is who you choose to be your spouse. That is the absolute most important decision. It will not be what college you go to. It will not be whether you go to the military or what job or what trade you get involved in. It will not be career decisions that move your career in one way or another. It won't be where you choose to live. It won't be having children or not. Those are not the most important decision that you will make in your life. They're very important decisions, but all those decisions are either uplifted or hampered by the one decision that is the most important decision you can possibly make. And what is that decision? Because this decision will determine your ability to have great health, your ability to have happiness, your ability to be fulfilled in life, your ability to increase your financial wealth. If you make the wrong decision, it will hamper your health. It will allow you to raise kids poorly. You will make bad financial decisions. You will struggle in the majority of your life. What is that decision? That is who you choose to be your spouse. Who do you choose to be your life partner? That is the absolute most important decision you can ever make in your life. I have made a good one, and I've made a few bad ones. You see, as me and Angelina were on our way to Cigar International today, we started having that conversation. And I expressed to her that I was born to be rich. Because we was talking about, I forgot exactly what started the conversation. But I was expressing that I'm bougie. I can be very bougie at times. And being bougie, you need to have money to do so. I've always made good money. But the difference is that I was supposed to be rich when I was in my 20s, my late 20s. But because of the person that was most close to me, the person who was most close to me at the time frame, I made a poor decision. I made a decision that was more pleasing to that person than a decision that would have been for the betterment of my financial life, which would have been a betterment of my family's financial life, which would have given my children even more opportunities in life, which would have given me the funds to be able to have even better health care than the health care that I had. And there were plenty of other times where I did make great decisions that afforded us, a six-figure lifestyles. And then there were other times when I surrounded myself with other people, other women, who were detrimental to the financial growth and the health growth. Like when you have a person in your life that doesn't support you in the development of a business that you're investigating, who is going behind your back and trying to get you to go back into the IT field when they know you hated being an IT guy. And it didn't matter that at the last time frame I was an IT guy, what I do that year, like with bonuses, I did almost 200K. It didn't matter. That money didn't matter because I hated life day in and day out of going to work because I could not stand the work to which I was doing. And when you have a person who is consciously and subconsciously sabotaging the business that you start, you wind up finding yourself in a bad position, which then the business ultimately suffers. And because it suffers, you find yourself making other poor decisions trying to make it better. Or you're dealing with someone who wants to control the business that you're running or control what other businesses you find interest in. So like, I'm a cigar aficionado. So when I wanted to open a cigar lounge, I did not have the support of the person who was around me. And so through all of those decisions, one of the things that I realized, and I didn't realize it until I was in my 40s, is that the woman that I choose to be my wife has to be a woman with some shared interests. Like, if a woman doesn't smoke cigars and is not interested in being a cigar aficionado, not somebody who just tolerates my cigar smoking, but someone who also is invested in cigar smoking, I know that that person is not going to be able to maintain peace within the relationship. Because I spend a lot of time outside. I spend a lot of time smoking cigars. When I opened the cigar lounge, I'm there like 12, 14 hours a day when it first starts. And it's better to have a person who's also an aficionado and comes in and they are there with you and helping you, and then they take their talents, which Angelina's talent, her biggest talent to me, is her ability to make people feel comfortable, and her cooking is superb. There were so many times where people would come to the lounge when we having events, mainly because she was catering that thing. And there are people today, to this day, who will say that, hey, we're having an event and we want you guys to show up at our event in a whole nother state, as long as Angelina is cooking, as long as she's bringing, especially if it's like Terrence, as long as she's bringing them damn sliders that he loves and covets, because he has to have a whole tray for himself. So having someone with those shared interests, but also that person who got your back, that person who thinks critically through the processes and not just only think about how it affects their lives and what they want out of life, and how they want to control you and have you at home, or force you to want to be I'm an entrepreneur. I haven't had a 9 to 5 in so long I can't even remember. I'm unemployable in most cases. So that person, and then, and not to say that the people in the past were all bad. The way that my children was raised was contingent on, deciding to have children was contingent on me and that person being of like mind of how the children will be raised their entire life, and how they will be treated as adults. And like, I grew up in a household where children weren't seen and not heard. You could voice your opinion as long as you did it respectfully. You can argue your point as long as you did it respectfully, but once mom, dad, grandparents said, okay, that's it, that was it. And I couldn't raise kids with someone who thought that a child's opinion doesn't matter. Now, a child is still a child, but their opinions do matter. Their ability to vocalize and express themselves is very important. So, but if you don't have that, and you have someone who just want to put their thumb on the kids all the time and make them shells, then you're creating a situation where there's going to be stress in the house. Stress between you, stress between your wife, stress between your kids. You don't want those kind of stresses. When you have to go to meetings or go to networking events, and you have someone who doesn't support you in going to those things, whether they go with you or not, or even when they go with you, you can tell they have this funk about them that they don't want to be there. That's not someone you want in your life. When you want to go to the gym, like I need to go back to the gym. I've been missing from the gym for the last 4 years, but we getting back in there. But when you don't go, I'm 260 pounds, got on a scale today. For those of us who talked about us getting in shape on the live on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we go live. Getting into that gym again, and the time that it takes and the diet that it takes. You got to have somebody who's supportive in that, because if you're going to the gym, but they're constantly trying to get you to go out to eat and eat this fatty this and ice cream that, and I love ice cream, especially gelati, but it was always trying to wreck your diet. It's not someone you need to be with. If that person is not giving you support, they're not your co-pilot. That person can't step in and keep things running. They're not there for the good times and the bad times. That's not someone you want to be with. So the most important decision you can ever make is who you choose to be your wife. The most important part. So be slow about it. Take your time about it. Develop yourself, and know that you're going to marry someone who doesn't mind you being in that continuous process of growing yourself, right? Like, I can tell my wife right now, hey, I'm finna spend the next hour or two reading. She's fine with it. She'll more likely go read, or she'll go cook, or she'll go do whatever she's doing, right? But I also have her back. And so, ladies, when you choose a husband, all the shit I just said, but just flip it to your side. So y'all have a great day. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration. And I'm losing my life.